Hello and welcome to Scale Car Garage. Well, still on the Lola T-70 projects, specifically the Monogram Lola T-70 from the 2000s. And now that we have a baseline for the car as purchased, I know I took the magnet out, and you know, I should have tested it with and without the magnet, and that was my oversight. However, we do have a baseline for a non-magnetically assisted chassis. We have to choose a chassis to put under this magnificent body from Monogram. So I know we had some proof of concepts that we had there. There were 3 of them. Well, I think it's time to actually put one under this absolutely lovely Lola T-70. So let's do that. Let's go to the other workbench and pick a chassis. Pick a chassis that would be applicable to this car. Not only the car itself, but also the manufacturer and the era, and I'm blithering, so I gotta watch that. Anyway, I'm so sorry, but let's get started on a new chassis for the Monogram Lola T-70 from the 2000s, here on Scale Car Garage. Now, the TSRF chassis, from what I understand, was originally designed to be put under cars of this era, made by either Monogram or Fly. So I think this particular chassis will do the job. So the first step is to dismantle the existing car. So let's get to that. As you can see, there's 2 screws at the front of the car and 2 screws at the back. So let's take these screws out. Now, this one. There's 2. At the front of the car, oh, you can see that there's this, there's actually a radiator that you can kind of see on the inside of the air inlet there. And it kind of snaps in on a diagonal, so let's be very careful when we remove the chassis. There you go, you want to take the bottom out first, and then the top, because you see how it's at an angle, the radiator. There you go, it's at an angle. And there is the body. Now the body, let's set the stock chassis aside for a moment. The body actually has 3 parts to it. You see the front is composed of two parts, and they're held in by the chassis. Okay, so the rear is stable. It's not going to go anywhere. The front, however, will need attention once we get the chassis going. So now with the body separated from its chassis, we've got the TSRF chassis. Now, what I've done already is I've set the chassis to the shortest wheelbase and hope for the best. So let's, I did some measuring before, but I'm sure we'll be very, very close. And what do you know? That actually looks pretty good. I think that's going to work. We've got 1, 2, 3. Well, we got some things to do to it. But as far as the wheelbase is concerned, yeah, it's good. However, if we look, we have some trimming to do. If you look at how the chassis has these pieces of metal that stick out and so forth for different types of attachments. The other thing we're going to have to do too, if you can see the front, doesn't sit flat. So we're going to actually have to trim the underside of this Lola T-70's front nose so that it can work with the TSRF chassis. Well, I think it's time to make some marks to see what needs to be removed. So why don't we do that right now? So let's get the red magic marker, make some, well, I think we can keep that. These, oh, I think from here, that's gotta go. And at least to the, yeah, look at that. That's gotta go. And that's gotta go. Removed. At least to here. And to here. Like so. And then that. And I honestly think that we're going to have to trim this to be straight, like so, and like so. Nice and straight. So this will all have to be removed. Now, there's quite a bit of cutting to do there. Okay. Now, ooh, that nose. Well, red won't work on red, so let's get something simple like maybe a pencil. All right. Well, this is a pencil. It's a mechanical pencil. Yeah, let's set up the rear wheels here. Wow. If that goes, oh my goodness, that's almost to the front. Wow. That's touchy. That's going to be real touchy. Ooh. Well, we're going to have to do more trimming on the front. Check this out. We're going to have to trim. There we go. We're going to have to trim some of this front as well. You can see that along here, just like so. Wow. And with that trimmed, we will have to trim the nose. We'll have to trim the nose to at least, I would say from here, right to the chin of that spoiler. There. Wow. Okay. So we have our chassis pan marked for where we have to cut it. And I know it's difficult to see, but I, with a pencil, marked the nose of the car, which is, thank goodness, it's removable. And that's going to have to be trimmed as well. So looks like it's Dremel tool time. Time for Dremel tool. All right, let's set it up and let's get cutting. All right, so we've cut the metal portion of the pan for the TSRF chassis. We have the other components of the chassis here, the front axle, the nylon motor pod, if you will, which also has the guide blade, which goes in the track. Now what we're going to do is put it together. I'm actually going to use our own wheels and tires, and here are some tires that I cast in 40 Shore urethane, and here are some wheels that we manufacture ourselves that have a grub screw or worm screw, grub screw. People call it different things. Anyway, and there's the body. So let's put this together and see if see how it all will sort of line up. And then of course we'll have to think about doing the body mounts and all that stuff. But let's get started. Let's get the pan on. Going to put the pan on the shortest. All right, so here we have the car on our setup block, and as you can see, pardon me for putting on my glasses, wow, it's set up quite nicely. I'm going to stand up here so I can take a better look at it, but take a look at that. It's, hopefully you can see that. I think this was a pretty good choice of chassis. Now the only challenge we have now is to mount the chassis onto the body, and then once that's done, we can work on the track of the wheels and put proper spacers in. But the TSRF chassis has these really cool things for mounting a body. There's angled piece of styrene plastic, so they can actually glue to the side of car bodies. And then you can actually see there's actually a hole here for them. You can see that. And mount like that, and hopefully we can glue those to the side of this body. So I think that's our next step. Well, let's give that a go. All right, worth a shot. My goodness, it works. Wow, it works. Well, I'll be. Using the nylon spacers that I had left over in my spares box, I made some spacers for the front axle, right there, and for the rear axle. And the thing about this TSRF chassis was that I only had to make a spacer on one side of the rear axle. You can see the play that the center section has, and it's really, really cool. So because of that, let's just take a look at this, folks. Let's take a look at the way this car sits. I didn't think it would sit this well. The stance is really quite nice. Now there is a bit of travel in the back here. You see that, of course, because you see that? Oops, sorry. That's the travel that you can see here. And the stance is really quite nice. It's sitting quite nicely. Now, I want to do some more details. I mean, we need wheel inserts. I would like to do some work to the driver. I really think he's sitting a bit too high. See his shoulder there? His shoulder should be within the cockpit of the car. Certainly his head is, well, above the roll bar. So unless he's Dan Gurney, he's a wee bit big, because Mr. Surtees was not quite that tall. But I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Track test. really should wait until the details are done and it really looks good, but we're not. Let's get this thing on the track and see what it does. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. Well, I warned you, I couldn't wait. I know we have to do some more detail work to the Lola T-70 by Monogram from the 2000s with the TSRF chassis. I think it looks really good. I gotta try it on track. And you know what? Let's get some times and just see if we actually improved the car, because, you know, sure, it looks great. Sure, I love the stance now. I'm really, really impressed with the fact that the TSRF chassis fit so easily under the body. It was really, really, really cool. All right, let's go. Left lane first. 15 laps. Let's see if this thing's actually faster. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Whoa! Look at this thing go! It's like, okay, we'll let the numbers talk for themselves, but wow! Oh, whoa! Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I spun it! Uh-oh, I spun it. Oh, I knew I would do that. Okay, that's okay. Here we go. Let's keep going, let's keep going, keep going, keep going. So much for the average time. We're going for a lap time here, not the average. Yes. Woo. Here we go. Okay, here we go, here we go. Come on. All right, that's 15 laps in the left lane. Okay, I'm not turning around, I'm not looking, I'm not looking, I'm not looking, not looking. We're gonna try, we're gonna put it on the right lane. It felt improved. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. We're on the right lane. Here we go, 15 laps on the right lane. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Sister Mary Frances. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh! Oh yeah. Son of a fish stick! Look at this go! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, 15 laps in the right lane. We gotta look at our times. So let's do that right now. Okay, let's take a look at our time. So we did the left lane first, as we did before. Oh my goodness. 8.056 on lap 4. Lap 3, the lap before that I did 8.2 and then took 2/10 out. Wow, now I did have a couple of spins, and that's why my average is 10.247, but wow, 8.056. And then we did the right lane, as we did with the car in its original form, and 8.049 on lap 7, about halfway through the session. 8.1, 8.9, 8.19. My goodness, with an average of 8.5. Well, yeah, I didn't come out of the slot on my 15-lap right lane session. Wow, that is quick, considering that we did a 9.4 with the old chassis. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's fantastic. Well, there you have it. I'm so pleased. And I want to make this car look even better, if that's possible. The times speak for themselves, don't they? I'm really, really pleased. I hope you are too, because I did not expect that much of an improvement. I hoped for an improvement, but I didn't expect that much of an improvement. And now, understandably, it is a compounding effect. I mean, because we changed the wheels, we changed the tires, we changed the chassis. So, you know, we should expect an improvement, but that is a significant improvement. So the next step with this particular car is just aesthetics, wheel inserts. I think the driver should be lowered a little bit, and I might think about putting a different head on the driver to make it look a little more like Mr. Surtees when he drove the car. So, but as far as performance, I'm so pleased. If we could achieve those times with the other Lola T-70s, I would be so happy. Anyway, I'm blithering on, and I really apologize for that, but I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, for your wonderful comments, for all of you that have subscribed so far. I can't tell you how much I really am indebted to you for that, because it really means a lot. So thank you so very much, and we will be back on this project very soon. Thanks again. Thanks for joining us, joining me, the Lola T-70s here on Scale Car Garage. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.